Hey everybody, welcome back to the Magic Channel Card Tricks, and today we're going to learn another trick with the Svengali deck. Hey guys, welcome back to the Magic Channel Card Tricks. It seems like no matter how many Svengali deck tutorials I put up, they always get viewed. People love them. And so I think it's because the Svengali deck is one of the most popular gimmicked decks that beginners can do. And usually it's one of the first Magic decks that beginners buy. So we should learn another trick with a Svengali deck. And this one is called Just Try and Stop Me. All right, so in this effect, you can have the card forced any which way you want. And that is perfect for the Svengali deck because it is a long and short deck. It is a forcing deck, meaning that no matter where the cards are cut, I'm always going to arrive at my force card. In this case, it's the Jack of Diamonds. So I could do that, right? I could have the spectator cut the cards. They could complete the cut. They could look at the topmost card. It's the Jack of Diamonds. If they wanted to lose it back in the deck, I would just tell them to cut the cards again. But in reality, it did nothing because the force card is still on top. So now I'm going to tell them that I'm going to start to deal the cards to the table, and I want them to just say stop whenever, okay? So I'm going to start dealing cards down to the table just like this, okay? But as I'm doing that, I'm really just picking up the cards in pairs, okay? So you saw me put down 3 cards, but in reality, I have 6, okay? Because the Svengali deck allows you to pick up the cards in pairs. So even though it looks like a 2 of spades is going down to the table right now, the reality is the force card is right on top. So I'm just going to start picking up cards. It's the easiest double lift you can do. Picking up cards in pairs and just say stay stop whenever you like. And it just looks like I'm just methodically picking up 1 card at a time. They say stop and I go, wait, stop here or the one on my hand or right there? And they say, no, put that down. I say, okay, so right there. This is where you want me to stop. And I can show them that they stopped me at their card. And so that is a super easy way to do a card revelation, and I would suggest you milk it, right? The card is selected and brought back, and you say, okay, I'm going to just start dealing cards down to the table, one at a time, just like this. And whenever you get a feel, I just want you to call out stop whenever you'd like. So I'll just keep dealing until you say stop. See how slow this feels, right? And they say stop right here, or you want this card right here? This card over here. Oh, well, that's the card that you selected earlier. So that is a super, super easy way to do a card revelation with your Svengali deck. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. Hey, how about a second trick? How would you like to learn a second effect? I figured all month long, we can add another video to the first, just so you're learning a special bonus effect for the month. How does that sound? Sound good? Hey, we're gonna do this trick together. We're gonna do this trick at home. Me here inside the internet world and you there at home. Go and find yourself a piece of paper and a pen. Okay, go grab a piece of paper and a pen. If you want, you could just simply open up a new Word document. If you want to do it that way, that's fine too. So go and do that now. You back? You back? All right, so I want you to number your piece of paper 1 to 5, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that, okay? So on your very first entry, I want you to write the name of a nation that begins with the letter D. Write the first nation that you can think of that begins with the letter D. Okay? Now, drop down to number 2. I want you to think of an animal that begins with the second letter of this nation. So whatever nation you wrote down, the second letter, think of an animal that goes, that has that as its first letter. Drop down to number 3. I want you to write down the color of that animal. Then I want you to write down an animal that begins with the last letter of the nation. So whatever nation you wrote down, think of an animal that begins with the last letter of the nation. And then I want you to think of a fruit that begins with the last letter of the animal from number 4. So whatever animal you came up with the second one, write down a color, or write down a fruit from that. Okay? So you should have nation, animal, color, animal, and then a fruit. Okay? You should have all those, 1 through 5. All right, let's see how you did. For your number 1, I'm thinking that you might have picked Denmark. And for number 2, I'm thinking that you wrote elephant. Is that true? Did you write Denmark and elephant? So that would make your color gray, right? And then for number 4, were you thinking of a kangaroo? And then for number 5, you came up with the color or the fruit, orange. So you would have written Denmark, elephant, gray, kangaroo, and orange. There's no secret to this at all. None. Okay? No secret to this at all. In fact, you could write this list out, okay, and keep it with you. Write this list out, fold it all up, and put it in your pocket. And then you get somebody else, have them get out their sheet, write out 1 through 5, okay? Or they could just, you know what, if they wanted to, they could get out their phone and open up a brand new text, and they could just send a text to you. Say, send me a text, all right? And I'll leave my phone face down. I'll leave my phone face down, and you're gonna send me 5 different texts, okay? And the first text comes through, second text, third text, fourth text, fifth text, okay? And then you don't need paper, you don't need pencil. You turn the phone over, you say, let's see how you did. And then you bring out your prediction. And you say, I have my prediction here. Let's see how we did. I said Denmark, elephant, gray, kangaroo, and orange, okay? So, and I, with that last one, you can go back or forth. You know it's gonna be orange, so you could say a color, or you could say a fruit. If you're thinking maybe they might not remember that an orange is a fruit. I know some people get things mixed up. They shouldn't, but if you are worried that they wouldn't hit on a fruit, you could just say color. I know I mixed it up. I said color and or fruit, but you could go either way. Now, if they don't get Denmark, obviously it's not gonna work, right? But it's just something that you can do. As soon as you turn the phone over, if you see right away that it doesn't match, you could just use that as an example of, see, there's no way I would have known that you would have guessed any of these things, right? If I had thought of these 5 things that you had thought of, that'd have been some incredible mind reading, right? And they say yes. So this is why I don't do mind reading. Let's do a card trick, right? Or you could say, that's just an example of 5 things. If I even got 1 or 2 of these things right, that'd be pretty amazing, right? If I could even nail 1 or 2 of those things. And they say, yes, maybe you pulled this out and you know you only got 1 or 2 right. So you can do your revelation any which way. Hopefully they're gonna hit Denmark, right? Hopefully they hit Denmark, and so the rest of the things will fall in line. Granted, there's people out there that'll try to mess with you. They'll try to think of something random, but if you don't tell them what you're gonna do ahead of time, then they might not try to mess you up. You're not gonna tell them that you have a prediction, right? I don't keep this prediction on the table. This is in my pocket. They don't know what I'm doing. I say, hey, let's try something. Here's your phone. You're gonna send me 5 different texts. You're gonna write down 5 different things, and we'll do something with those 5 entries, or we'll do something with those 5 answers, okay? And again, you just say, think of the first thing you think of. You wanna go fast. You don't just say like, oh yeah, and they're thinking, well, I thought of Denmark, but I wanna think of something, crazier. It's like, no. Think of the first country, right, that you can think of, the first nation that you can think of that begins with D. Write that nation down. Boom. So you just keep going from there. You're just saying, we're going quick. We want first responses. So they should get those. Those are called psychological forces, okay? Psychological forces, meaning that everybody should come up with those same answers. And if you carry this little paper around with you, it should hit most of the time, If it doesn't hit, like I said, just ignore it. Don't call any attention to it. You'll know if it doesn't hit right away when you look at the list. And then you just say, yeah, 5 random things. There's no way I could have ever have known that you would have said these answers. These are some crazy answers. I would have said something completely different. For D, I would have said Denmark, right? You didn't even think of Denmark. Yeah, I would have said Denmark. So yeah, that just shows you how complex the human brain is. Let's do something with the coin, okay? Let's try something and then you just do another trick, right? You just skip right past it and you go on to another trick. But if you see that it's going to hit, well, then you just got 5 predictions out of 1 piece of paper. So that is a pretty awesome little trick. Again, like I said, that anybody, literally anybody could do. All right? See you guys. Bye. Hey, have you ever purchased a magic trick that they said was easy or for beginners, and when you opened it up, it was just a bunch of parts and some typed out instructions? Like, how are you supposed to figure out how to do a trick with instructions that are this small and there's just no detail, right? No video, no pictures. You're so disappointed. You wanted to learn how to do this trick. You thought it'd be fun. And then when you got it in the mail, you were sorely disappointed. I want to help you. This channel wants to help you. I have a whole playlist of instructional videos that'll walk you through my personal handling on these tricks plus many more. Now, obviously, you need to own the tricks, right? You need to own the tricks in order to perform them. You won't be able to do any of these tricks unless you actually own them. But another great way to use this channel is as a way to look at tricks that are available on the market and to decide whether those tricks are going to work for you. I purchase all of my tricks from penguinmagic.com. And so if you'd like access to that playlist, if you would like to see kind of behind the scenes and get my personal handling for these tricks plus many more, you can hit the join button down below and subscribe to this channel for only 99 cents a month. And as long as you're a subscriber, you'll have access to those videos plus any new ones I continue to make. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.